Yo.
What is up?
I'm loving this robe you got, Joel.
Dude, it's another robe episode, man. I my alarm clock didn't go off on time this week. We had a schedule I promised you I'd stick to, and you're kind of like my other girlfriend. I don't want to disappoint you,
God, I love it though. I love it.
Yeah,
I need
dude.
more of it in my life.
I'm unshowered. I'm unclean. Well, I'm always unclean.
That's true.
But
That's true.
like here I am in my bathrobe for Calvin to see.
I love it. Welcome.
Don't worry, it's closed. There's no TOS going on here, anybody.
Welcome to episode 10 of Pex Pals, the only Apex Legends podcast for the mediocre gamer. My name is CowVan.
And my name is JoelCupcake. And holy shit, 10 episodes. Calvin, how awesome is this? I'm having a blast.
I'm loving this.
You loving it? Like, we both love Apex. As we mentioned, I think last episode, like, our friendships really rekindled over this game and just in general in life because, we're both adults. I'm not a mob boss anymore, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So fucking, the game's brought us back together. We've rekindled with a bunch of friends. I've gotten closer to some other friends from it. So everybody that's been here for all 10 episodes, thanks. If you're new to the show, I'm JoelCupcake. I do a lot of bullshit with my life. I could list it off, but it'd take the whole episode. I do occasionally stream. Calvin also occasionally streams. And we love Apex Legends, and we're just two really close friends that talk about Apex Legends because we think you should listen to us because I'm a very, very mediocre gamer, and Calvin is a above average mediocre gamer. So I had to hit you with that. I love it. Everybody, some of you might filter over here from my other show. I have a show where I interview people from the music industry called JoelCupcake Live. That show is well received because I'm so personal. You know what I mean? So Calvin and I were thinking, we're both cool dudes. Calvin's pretty good looking. I'm all right. I'm very mediocre. Now you see what I did there, Calvin?
I like that.
Mediocre looking. You like that? Anyways,
I'm pro at good looking.
No, you're pretty good looking.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you're pretty good. Get it? Like,
I get it.
And you're good looking, but you're also pretty good looking. Like,
I like it. I'm also pretty.
All right, that was my last dad joke for that. I'm sorry. Anyways, so I wanted to introduce a new segment where we do, the first couple episodes we had tips and tricks from both of us. Sometimes we don't have a tip or a trick, but I think one thing we can agree on is the way our play styles are for every person, not just me and Calvin. Or Calvin and I, sorry, all you grammar people out there. Not just for Calvin and I, but everybody in general. Like, I've noticed everyone I play with, everyone's loadout rotates and is different, and everything's hitting different every week. So I want to start every other show from now on with weapon of the week. You know what I mean?
I like it.
Calvin, even though this is my idea, I want to make you go first.
Oh,
because I feel like I've been talking a lot. So what is your in-game weapon of the week for Apex right now? If you want to do arenas and the main game, separate, you can, or you can just do one overall. It's up to you.
So, okay. My main gun always, and it's always a gun that's in every loadout that I do, is the Sentinel, with no scope.
You're insane.
I love it, dude. I'm sorry. It's so good. So I always use the Sentinel, but just because it's all reliable, dude. Like within 100 meters, within like 200 meters, dude, you just point it at the person you shoot, you're gonna hit them. Like it does 70 damage, right? If they're wearing a blue or a white shield, they're flesh now. So like you can just tap them up and drop them faster with that 70. If you hit a headshot, they're goofed. You know what I mean?
They're goofed. I like that.
Yeah, I always say goofed. But yeah, and like if you land that headshot, if they're wearing purple, they're now flesh. You know what I mean? Like it's such a huge gun. Like it's so good, dude. So I'm always using the Sentinel. Always using. I cannot not use the Sentinel.
Yeah.
And then what I've actually been doing a lot lately, and I kind of tested it out in the BR, but I've been doing it a lot in arenas mode. The L-Star. I don't know. There's just something about it right now that's just working for me.
So we're not to the arena segment of the show yet, but what I've noticed, I've talked to a lot of my friends who I would dare say are maybe sweatier than you, at least stat wise they are.
Yeah.
I don't know if gameplay wise they're more talented than you,
Mm-hmm.
but they're very sweaty, and everyone says what it takes to level the L-Star up, like the bang for your buck, especially for the first couple rounds, you can't really beat it.
You can't beat it.
So, and I was noticing that last night. We had like yesterday was the sweatiest day of Apex I've had all fucking season.
Right.
And a lot of teams were trying to do the L-Star and just rush with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was whooping their ass with my decoys, and then you pull out the trusty EVA 8 and just that's it. But yes, a lot of people are running the L-Star. I still think that new recoil pattern is weird, where it's like a circle and then it goes
weird.
up.
Yeah,
it is weird. But I mean, hey, if you can control it, I have never downplayed how hard that gun hits. It's just terrible to use. Like
it's a weird gun, dude.
But if you, I mean, that is the most powerful close range weapon in the game, in my opinion. Like because of how fast it fires.
Yeah,
you like. I think if you just put somebody right next to each other with an L-Star and a Mastiff, you took headshots out of the equation, I think the L-Star would win.
You know 100%. L-Star would win, yeah.
So, and especially if you play Rampart, which I don't understand why there aren't more of those.
Right.
That like the cooldown is cut like in half. So you're ready to just start fighting. Like it feels like almost instantly.
Well, what's funny is that's the reason why I started using the L-Star, was because I had that damn weekly challenge was deal 10,000 damage with LMGs in arenas. And I was like
in arenas?
Yeah, in arenas, dude.
Yeah,
and so,
I have the 5,000 with snipers right now. That's just gonna sit there and not get done.
I mean, that's fine, but like with LNGs, I'm like, okay, so I was like, oh, I'll pick Rampart and I'll like use the devotion. You know what I mean? But what's fucked up is if you max out the devotion, you don't get the turbocharger. You just get a shitty devotion. You know what I mean? And so I was like, okay, I could use the Spitfire, but the Spitfire for some reason that week just like wasn't hitting for me.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I guess I'll use the L-Star. But I was like, yo, this collapsed, bro. I was playing like 2 days ago, yesterday, I don't remember. But I was using the L-Star in the BR. Dude, I was clapping cheeks. Like I don't understand. Like
this?
Like you know what I mean? Like I'm not saying I've always liked the L-Star, not to say that I've ever liked it, but I've never like been like, oh, fuck that gun. But like for some reason recently, I've just been like, this is a really good gun. So
I think the only thing that would make me like the L-Star more is if they added the barrel stabilizer to it. Like I do like how easy it is. You only need a sight and the fucking stock. I do like that aspect of the gun. The no magazine thing I can get behind because it's an energy weapon and how hard it hits. Yeah. But I do think like a barrel would be a little nicer. Just to
stabilize it a bit.
I don't know. And that's also the hardest iron sight gun to use besides the Spitfire, in my opinion.
No, honestly, the L-Star is probably the hardest iron sight gun
because it kicks and it has the most muzzle flash of any gun in the game.
The flash on the rounds is just so big, dude. You're just like, I don't even know if I can hit them. The only way you can tell is if the numbers pop up.
The only way you know is if you don't die. Like that's how you know if the L-Star worked. You know what I mean?
So so Sentinel always in my rotation, and for some reason this week the L-Star. Joel, what is your flavor of the week?
My flavor of the week, in both arenas and BR, my number one gun without a doubt this week is the Havoc. I know I talked about it a little bit last week as like you can use the Havoc as a secondary close range, especially if you have an engagement where the enemy is hiding from you.
Yeah.
If you run and slide and pre-fire that Havoc, you time the pre-fire right so that you come around the corner spraying into the enemy, you're going to beat them 8 times out of 10.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but the Havoc only costs $350 to get in arena right out the gate, and it's only another, like, I think 100 to get all the gray level or white level attachments. I prefer the term gray. But when you get it all the way to purple, it has the turbocharger on it.
Yes.
So it's very underrated. And then, I mean, dude, in pubs, like I've been straight up doing, I got almost max points in ranked last night, CowVan, on a win.
Nice.
And my loadout was the Havoc and an EVA 8. I had no right getting like 5 kills with that loadout. No, right at all. Like,
bro, it's the Havoc is a known killer, dude.
yeah, but a lot of people won't touch it if they don't have a turbocharger. I'm trying to tell more people like, yes, the recoil is a bitch. Yes, but if you learn to control it, then that shots are worth it, man. So so that's my my weapon of the week this week.
Love it.
Is yield.
You good over there? You have your coffee?
No, I can't have caffeine, remember?
Oh, that's right.
So I'm still just, I got my Topo Chico, though.
That's good. That's good.
Daniel, I don't think you're ever going to listen to this show, but if you do, shout out for the care package, my friend. Thank you.
Nice, dude. So going into our very first topic we want to talk about today, which is the biggest news, and it was a quick patch because everyone was just up in arms about it, was the bow and the Spitty nerf. They reduced the damage on the full draw. So for the bow, what they did was when it first released, if you were to fully charge the bow or like fully fully draw the bow, it did 70 damage on the body. And so what they did was they reduced the full damage from 70 to 60.
Yeah.
And they increased the amount of time it took for the Deadeye's tempo to launch into the next shot, so it didn't shoot as fast.
Yes.
And so just to talk about the bow, not to get it mixed up with the Spitfire just yet, but
correct.
I think it was a good nerf.
So
I think it was a good nerf.
I agree with you. I think I'm dying from it a little less. I still think I understand that the weapon takes skill to use, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say this. Apex doesn't have silencers for a reason. It's not Call of Duty.
Right.
So how quiet, okay, it's not an issue of how quiet the bow is. How untrackable it is. Because unless you see the arrow sticking into the building next to you, you do not know the trajectory of where you're getting shot from.
See,
and I think
maybe because I have my fucking headset on full fucking blast when I play Apex Legends. When I'm getting tapped, I can quickly tell where I'm getting shot from.
I mean, I can too, unless it's the bow. You know what I mean? And I think the big problem is, we're still having some of the sound issues in the game. Mm-hmm. So like my main complaint really is when I get third partied by the bow. Because the first arrow hits me and I'm like, okay, I took damage, but you don't hear it. Because if there's a grenade going off next to you, or your teammates popping a bat, or a caustic gas is going off, they can
or you're listening for footsteps.
Yes, like
or
they
there's
can
gunfire in a house, in a building. Yeah, I get it.
If there's gunfire in a building halfway across the map from you, and the bow is closer to you, you'll still hear the gunfire.
Yeah,
So, I besides the let's call that an aesthetic of the bow.
Yeah,
or like a functionality.
No, the aesthetic. That's a good word.
But the damage, I think it's a good nerf. I like it.
I think it's a good nerf.
Yeah.
I think so I made a video about the new bow as soon as it was released, and I was talking about it. And what I've been hearing a lot of people say is there's no bullet drop. There's no bullet drop. No, there is bullet drop. Every gun in the game is designed to shoot perfectly straight at 100 meters.
Yeah.
Every single gun. And if you're confused about how things look from 100 meters, 100 meters is if you go to the firing range, okay, and you walk just out of the opening area where you start, and you look down and you see the dummy, that's 100 meters.
Yeah.
And you're like, he looks so far away. 100 meters is a long distance. But every gun is designed to shoot straight within 100 meters. So, of course, the bow is going to tag you from what seems like far away. If you were to look up at the sites that are furthest away in the main area of the firing range from the opening, that's 200 meters. And you'll see that there is significant drop on the bow. You actually have to lift, lob your shots with the bow like substantially in order for the bow to cross that distance. So
correct.
Understanding where you are in relation to your 100 meter radius on the map can show you that someone who seems like they're far away are within 100 meters. That's why it's so easy to tap people with the bow from a distance. But if you try to shoot anybody greater than 100 meters away with a bow, it's substantially harder.
So
Yeah.
The only other thing, I think my other main complaint with the weapon is it's not a complaint. I think it's a balancing issue. So they're making this marksman class of weapon, right? It's going to be the G7, the triple take, the bow,
and the 50-50.
And 30-30.
So 50-50? What the fuck?
Dude, you drinking some Mad Dog later or what, dude?
Yo, oh my god. 30-30.
So and I know we always seem to argue on little finite points like this, Calvin, and that's okay because that's healthy for our friendship. I think that if you are just ADSing and you're rapid firing the 30-30 or the bow is more accurate and has less bullet drop than the 30-30 uncharged, hands down. Like if you're just ADSing, ding, 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 ding. And the fact that there is no requiver or like reload animation for the bow, I do think the aim needs to be the hipfire recoil, or sorry, not hipfire. The non-charged recoil or the arrow drop rate needs to significantly be different because it's only 25. But if they break you with that first shot, you know what I mean? Like the gun suddenly turned into like a wingman. You know what I mean? Where it's like all they need to hit is the first headshot, and then you're dead. It doesn't matter, and that's okay. But I do think that if you want a game that's balanced where like guns are all comparable to each other, okay, G7 and Flatline both have really strong per bullet damage, but they definitely drop off sooner than the other guns. You know what I mean? Okay, so the bow has a capped, just quick fire damage, right? But there's no reload animation, or there's no reload, period. You just shoot until you're out of arrows.
Right.
It's quiet. And it doesn't seem to miss. Like when I don't have the 30-30, charged up, I'm just tapping, I miss a lot of shots.
Correct.
You know what I mean? I feel like everyone does that uses that gun.
Yeah.
Except for maybe our friend Annalise, because she, for some reason, is obsessed with that weapon. But I feel like with the bow, it's very easy to just be like, oh, you're running? And they're dead. You know what I mean? So maybe it's more of a complaint of the fact that there's no reload on the bow. Maybe that's more of my issue technically. But I do think like if you're trying to balance all the weapons out, if you look at like the drop rate the G7 has and the drop rate, the fuck?
You okay?
No, there's some coppers outside.
Oh shit!
And they flashed the lights and they came like right through my window, and I was like, oh,
dude, they're coming. They don't like the shit you're talking right now. You're talking too much shit. Talking too much shit about the bow, dude. Talking too much shit about the bow. EA sent the police.
I know, dude. The fucking Electronic Arts cops, dude. But yeah, I mean, I would say that's it. But besides that, as far as the damage nerf goes, I think it's good. I think it's warranted.
I do agree.
The fact that I can get 3 or 4 shot instead of 2 shot, that always makes me happy.
Right. I do agree that the spread, like the hip fire, the quick fire spread of the bow is a lot tighter than other guns because it doesn't have like this weird, insane recoil pattern. You're not just like shooting, crazy distances like that. So I do agree with that. But I think I still do think that that it's in a good-ish place.
I mean, maybe my main concern is like if there's a team and all 3 of them are running the bow and I can't hear where I'm being shot from, maybe lower the drop rate on the weapon.
Yeah.
Like they nerfed the Spitty, which is what we're about to talk about. Dude, right. I went a week of playing the game, Calvin, without seeing a Spitty on the ground loot.
Same.
You know what I mean?
Hot take. I think the bow should be a crate gun.
We talked about this before it even dropped. Remember on like episode, I think that was 6 or 5. We said the bow, because it has custom ammo and it's obviously very powerful, it should be put in the box.
Yeah.
Put the bow and the Mastiff in the box.
To be honest, like put the damage back to 70. Put it in a box. I don't care. If it's in the box, like the Kraber, no one gives a shit that the Kraber does 145 body, fucking 325 or whatever the fucking 435 on a head. No one gives a shit about it. It's a crate gun, And so people are like, fuck it. I don't care. Put the bow, give it a fucking 100 full charge. I don't give a shit. Put it in the fucking, in the crate.
Yeah, and you only get 20 arrows or something.
Yeah, make it hard to find. Like make it so that you have to look You have to find a care package to find it. I
Yeah.
don't care, but
Yeah, because
having
I
it,
I haven't even used it yet, but I haven't even noticed the triple take being that much buffed.
the triple take has actually gotten a huge buff.
Okay.
I played it a little just to talk about this real quick. I played with it just a little bit,
Yeah.
and the it shoots fast as fuck. And I for some reason I feel like it's more accurate. The little charge that because it has the choke charge
Mhm.
if when you do it, is super helpful. Like it's where it is right now. It's a great gun, and I'm glad
Okay.
that it's a great gun. But anyway,
Yeah, I picked one up once and the engagement wasn't very long, so
right.
I didn't. I'm glad that it actually got a proper buff. That makes me happy. That makes me
So the Spitfire, they nerfed it. They reduced the damage from 19 to 18.
to 18, and then the clip size for the purple and gold mags went down by 5 or 10.
By 5. It was the maximum used to be 55, and now it's 50.
So I think, I mean, I barely noticed the difference. If we're being completely
It's
real,
to be honest, they made the nerf, and then I ripped with it. Like,
yeah. So my whole thing is like everyone fucking bitching about this gun. You know, it's an LMG. You know, if you can't take the only true LMG out of the game,
right,
because without buffing the Devo's recoil pattern. But if you do that, then everyone's going to use that gun, and everyone's just going to hate Apex again.
right.
You know, so I think the Spitfire conundrum.
Mhm.
The only true thing you could do to make the players that complain about the Spitfire happy is to nerf its damage, but it uses heavy ammo. You know,
Mhm.
you don't want the Spitfire to turn into LMGs in every other game where it has a huge clip, but all it does is
Yeah.
fucking tickle you.
Yeah.
You know, now if this game, again, I'm reaching way far out of the universe, but if this game started to do stuff like suppressive fire, where you know, if you played Battlefield 3 is the best shooter ever created, in my opinion, of all time.
I agree.
And so if you get shot at by an LMG in Battlefield 3, the more you get shot, like, so your screen that you're staring at, the edges of it get blurrier and blurrier, and it's narrower and harder to see because you have all these bullets whizzing by your face and not hitting you.
Right.
So if Apex wanted to introduce a mechanic like that, or like, hey, this gun is gonna fucking hit you and do not a lot of damage, but it shakes your view, you know?
Something. Right.
Like, then okay, I'd be okay with a trade-off like that.
Yeah.
But like, it's a fucking LMG. It's gonna
Right.
it has to, like, you're calling it an LMG. It has to have more bullets. It
Mhm.
like, you literally have to rework the entire fucking gun at this point in time
Right.
to make it any better. Like, I mean, maybe okay, so maybe more kick at the first half of, or the second half of the clip. Maybe they could do that, you know, like a
Right.
real LMG, like, you know, the 50 cals and stuff you see.
Yeah.
Well, you were a Marine, you know, like,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
like I could see maybe you maybe give a little bit of the recoil the Devo has to the Spitty. Okay, maybe you can do that, but you can't do much more to this gun. Like, the thing is like the same players that are sitting there complaining about being killed by someone who's quote unquote not good with a Spitfire are the exact same players that I see use an R99 and not miss a headshot. So what the fuck are you complaining about? Now I know you and I are going to disagree on that point, Kelvin, but like, that's from a console player's perspective. There's far more things in the game that need to be nerfed than the Spitfire, because the Spitfire you can still run and slide through. Like, yes, you can correct your shots, but like, unless you're dead ass out in the open, like, and if someone's rushing you in a building with a Spitfire, they're ballsy or you suck. Like, I kind of hate to say that.
See, okay, this is where I have to interject. So the Spitfire, let me just put it into perspective. It's Timmy holds the world record damage.
Yeah.
You know, 9,000 plus damage, literally almost 10,000 with the Spitfire. Because literally all you have to do is pull the trigger down. Like, it's insane at close range. You know, like hip fire, like inside a close quarter combat, you hip firing, just melt people, dude. It's such an insane gun, and the fact that there was 55, but still 50 rounds that you can do. What, 50 times 18? 50 times 18 is what 900. You know what I mean?
The wrong person.
It's 900 damage. You know, you could. That means that you can kill 3 people with purple shields, right? All body shots. You can kill 3 people. You know, that's insane.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. I probably did my math wrong.
No,
But
no, I double checked it. You were actually 100% right.
okay. So like that's so much damage, right?
You're not wrong.
There was actually a clip on Reddit of a dude with a Spitfire killing the last team with killing all 3 members of the last team, hip firing a Spitfire. Insane. Like
Yeah.
it does so much damage. You can put a purple barrel on it. You can put a purple stock on it. That
Yep.
shit barely moves. Like from it's incredibly accurate from short to mid range.
Oh yeah.
It's insane. So with that being said, the nerfs, the people who are complaining about it, right? It's just I feel it's justified, right? Because to do all headshots with a 99, you got to be really fucking close, right?
Okay,
And
fair.
and if they deviate any, you're gonna miss those headshots, right? So if you miss any of those headshots, you're not gonna go down. But you know who's still shooting at you? That fucking Spitfire. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying the nerf wasn't warranted. It definitely was, but it's just like every other situation in the game. It is counterable. It's not like this.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm just tired. As someone who traditionally has always just played shooters for fun, this is the first game I've really given a shit about.
Yeah.
You know, I hate the like, oh, you use that gun because you're not good. I hate when you talk down to a player base like that. No, I feel bad for just saying, if you can't beat a Spitty close range, you suck, because that's not entirely true. But anyways, like I'm just saying, like if you hear someone rushing you with a Spitty, you pull out a Mastiff and you calf them in the head twice and they're dead. You know what I mean? But anyways, I just hate that argument where it's like, you know, I'm in a couple of these awesome Facebook groups that are all about the Apex community. And anytime anybody's like, oh, I had like this fat kill game, or look at this, like I dropped 5 people right here. You know what I mean? The clip, immediately people will be like, oh, you're using a Spitty. I'm not even going to watch your stupid clip. And it's like, dude, like, I'm not saying it's a no skill gun. It's close to it. It's close to it. I will say that, you know, but like, I hate the stigma around the gun, because in my opinion, you know, if you pick up an R301, 9 times out of 10, you're going to win your fight.
R301's a no skill gun.
So to me, that's a no skill gun. The Spitfire is still a no skill gun, but less so than the R3. You know, but because everyone uses the R3, God forbid you know, nerf, or I mean, that gun hasn't been.
Well, so we've had no skill guns the entire time, right?
Exactly.
The most recent blatant no skill gun was the Mastiff, which is why they nerfed it, right?
Yeah,
and it still regs. But yeah, no, the Mastiff was the most recent one. So listen, the Spitfire is a great gun. It's a fantastic gun, which is why you have to give it a little bit of tough love, so that it's just not, you know, it's not there should be no get out of jail free card. And the Spitfire is one of those.
Well, so what do you propose then? Like, how do you balance it out? Because, you know, you can't drop it down to like 12 damage, you know?
You can't drop it down to 12 damage, but I mean, you got to think about how other games do treat LMGs, right? They give them huge ammo clips, but they take the damage down a lot. And so like the most like dominant example in my mind is Orisa from Overwatch.
Yes.
She has an LMG gun, and that shit is weak. Like it's
very weak.
It's very weak, but Orisa's still very oppressive, right? She's not a top pick anymore for like comp or
was she ever? No, just kidding.
Well,
I love Orisa though, but
I stand Orisa, but her gun is so weak that it's not dominating, and that's how it should be. It should be a gun that keeps people at bay, but just doesn't win a fucking fight every single fight.
I can get behind that. So So like I think so. Let's look at this. We know how Apex touches guns though.
Mhm.
So like I think if you did a higher recoil in the later half of the mag, basically if you don't take your finger off the trigger, the gun should be really hard to control. I
Mhm.
also think that I believe I could be wrong because I haven't looked this up. I believe right now the Kraber is the longest reload time in the game of anything.
Probably.
So, okay, they tried that nerf last time
Mhm.
where one of the implements they did at the beginning of the season was the Spitty. If you empty the chamber, it's supposed to take twice as long to reload the
Right.
gun. Okay, make that more. Like
Mhm.
make the punishment for using the whole clip. Make it because like Apex is not going to do the LMG format. I doubt that all the
Mhm.
other games do. It wouldn't make sense. It would just
Right.
it wouldn't be balanced with like the ammo ratios on the ground, just all of that bullshit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like they literally have to redesign the whole gun. So
Yeah.
I would say if the second half of your clip has severe recoil,
Yeah.
and if you empty the chamber, it's the longest thing to reload because it is an LMG. That does make sense. I
True.
would not even argue that.
True.
You know what I mean? So I think some work can be done because I'm willing to understand your and other players' points of view on the gun.
Right.
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I get it.
See, the Spitfire resembles. There's a gun in real life, and it's called in the Marine Corps. We called it the M, like the what are the 240 Bravo is what we called
Mhm.
it, and it's a giant machine gun. And so that gun takes for fucking ever to reload, right? And it even takes two people to shoot. Like
Yeah.
that's a fact. But one of the things you got to do, they tell you don't hold the trigger down. Like when you shoot that gun, it's not a spray gun. You don't spray it. You're supposed to do like controlled bursts and
Yeah.
release because the barrel gets hot as fuck. And if you
Mhm.
shoot it too long, the barrel will actually melt and like dip, bend because it gets so hot that
Yeah.
the metal gets so soft that it'll bend and then you'll ruin the barrel.
Man,
So
that story made me so soft. I'll tell you that, dude. I thought we were gonna go somewhere tight with that, dude.
no, I have nothing tight to say. So what I'm saying is, in real life, the gun is actually a very like sensitive gun. You actually have to
Okay.
treat it. You have to. It's probably the most. It's probably the gun you have to treat with the most TLC.
Yeah.
For like any like infantry platoon, because it does a lot of damage. It's a really great gun, but like it's forever to reload. You can't spray it, you'll ruin the barrel, and you have to replace the barrel every so the other barrel can cool off and you put a new
Yeah.
one on, right? It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
So not to say to keep it a real life, but if it punished you for spraying it, I would
Yeah.
not be opposed to that.
Yeah. See, I think knowing how the devs work this game, I
Mhm.
think that seems fair. Second half of the mag has more recoil,
Mhm.
and if you empty the chamber, you're fucked. Like you
Yeah.
have to have a good secondary. I think that's completely fair.
Yeah.
Because I think it would also help that obviously the devs are trying to do more and more pistol love. They want you to use the sidearm because the sidearms they fire fast, they have burst damage and quick reloads.
Mhm.
So why would you need a gun with a quick reload
Right.
to balance out the thing you're using that doesn't have a quick reload?
Right.
Like I personally have had a couple games this week where I ran Spitfire RE45.
Mhm.
Did I feel like an absolute piece of shit? Yes, I did.
Yeah, I mean,
But
yeah.
it was great because you basically don't stop spraying bullets at the
Yeah.
enemy team with
Yeah.
that loadout.
It's true.
So I get it. All right. Well, you know what? I think that's enough about that. We could go on
Yeah.
and on
Yeah,
about the
we can go
Spitfire
on.
and
Yeah.
how I think it's PC players are unfair and all that. Anyways, so let's briefly just get into ranked is here. Everybody get back on your grind. Good. Hope you got the badges you wanted from last season from the split and whatnot. I got my shiny plat badge. I'm fucking happy. Calvin, I
Nice.
believe, got his diamonds.
Yep, shiny diamond.
Yep. So congratulations there, my friend. Get it. There's a little less than 30 days left in the first split. So get to it. Arenas are here. I'm still loving them. Trying new
Love
legends out.
You know what? That's a good point. That's a good point. Arenas is great because it's making me diversify my character base.
Yes. And I feel like when I go pop off in arenas, I have so much, whether my gun play is actually better or not, I have so much more confident in the BR mode.
Yeah. It's
Because
true.
it really is just like final, not final, but like last two ring practice. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it is.
That's pretty much what arenas is.
Yeah, yep, it's final ring practice. It's dope. I think it's great. I think it's a good mode. Like one of the things I've kind of always liked playing Rampart for the memes, right? Like set up a turret and just mow someone down, you know?
Yeah,
Or like
you and Muffin both have been doing that, dude.
yeah.
Sorry not to cut you off. We baited a team last night. Dan and I both got absolutely demolished and crawled into a room. And Muffin he barricaded himself with his 3 barriers. So it was like a wall and the 3 barriers, and he put Sheila down. And they came in, and holy crap, he memed that team. He memed them.
Good.
Like it was like later, dude.
Yeah.
Like anyways, okay, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say that, you know, like down the last guy, he has a gold shield, so you set up Sheila right in front of him, and you know, like you know, just to be a troll. But Rampart has the passive of more ammo in a LMG and faster reloads. And her shield's like that's huge in arenas. Like that's so good in arenas. Like if you like the L-Star Rampart, dude, you just zip, 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 you're shooting again. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
So,
and then,
so to clarify what CowVan means, everybody. So Rampart's abilities, the L-Star, the cooldown is less.
Yeah.
So you're able to start shooting again quickly because the L-Star overheats.
Yeah, the L-Stars reload. If you hold the trigger down, it's much faster. And so
the devotion gets half the reload time, right?
Yeah, and like same thing with the Spitfire too. Like
no, the Spitty just gets the ammo buff because the Devo doesn't get an ammo buff.
They both get ammo buffs.
Pretty sure it's
nope. They both get ammo buffs.
Is it? Okay.
And they get fast reload. That's a universal Rampart thing.
Oh, cool. I thought it was just the Spitty got more ammo and the Devo got a faster reload.
For the L-Star Rampart, it takes she can shoot more rounds before it overheats, and it gets a faster cooldown.
I didn't realize it was both. I thought it was specific to one per gun. That makes her even more useful than I realized.
Oh yeah, no, it's huge. It's huge. And so like you said, so it's like helping me like diversify my player base. Like I've always liked playing different heroes. I have my mains, but like I like to have fun and just play with everybody else. And so you know, playing a lot of Rampart, playing a lot of Fuse, you know, playing Dude, Bang.
Fuse in Arena, I think is very underappreciated.
Fuse is very underappreciated in Arena. Fuse just underappreciated just in general, dude. I think Fuse is great. But anyway, so yeah, no, I think Arena. Okay, I've been saying this, and it's nothing new. I'm not saying anything, you know, prophetic, but like I think Arenas was such a good addition to this game.
I agree, and actually, while we're on the subject, I think the second half of her tournament was today or yesterday. We all know I stan Lulu Lovely. I talk about her a lot on the show. She actually just did her own tournament with a cash prize and stuff. And the first day, so it was interesting. The teams, you have to be like an established gamer, and then one is like a former. So like one is a streamer, one is just a rando, and then the other was like you could like an established like pro. So she like basically would like make Imperial Hal go choose a friend to play with, basically. Oh wow. But you could only have one person who's won any sort of tournament before per team.
Okay.
So she made it really balanced and fair. But the first day of the tournament was all arenas. Everybody loved it. Everybody that watched, I saw nothing but positive shit all over Twitter and Reddit about it. Like, because everybody was like, this is really cool. Not only are you forcing people to do uncommon teams because of the skill levels, but it really shone the light on arenas. And even Lulu was like, I'm glad I did this because I think it's a great aspect of the game that can help it grow and more people need to see. And I know you and I both agree with that.
I agree. 100% agree. I cannot stress how much I think that arenas was just such a great addition to this game.
Agreed.
Because I don't want to get too into it because I'm just gonna say shit that everyone else is already saying and thinking.
Yeah.
But thanks.
I'm gonna cut you off again. I'm sorry. You're wearing a Ubisoft sweatshirt. You got to take that off before I finish this episode, bro. I'm not.
Wow, dude. Okay, hold on.
Poopy soft, bro. Bye.
I stand For Honor. so you can back up. Okay.
All right, whatever, dude. Whatever.
Okay. Anyway,
This is just, we don't have a swear jar, but we have like a fuck you Calvin jar. I'm putting $1 in that. Okay. Like,
I thought we had a fuck you Dan jar.
well, that's
true. It's like a bucket.
I don't think we should talk about that on the air, bro. Like that.
I don't think we should talk about Dan either.
Well, you brought him up this time.
I know. I'm just agreeing with her. I'm just kidding. Love Dan.
I know.
Love Dan.
Dan, you're probably not gonna listen to this, so we hate you. But yeah, dude, Arenas is great. I'm eating all the words I had, like all the worries I have.
Mm-hmm.
On that note, this is a subject I was going to bring up later. It's looking like, according to the forbidden data miners, that the second season of regular ranked, so in June, is going to introduce ranked arenas as well.
That's dope.
So, which that is going to be a giant sweatbox that I probably will not entertain at all. Like, period. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I know
be a sweatbox, dude.
Because I already, with my lifestyle changes, let's leave it like that. I'm definitely more irritable in the game lately, as I'm sure you've noticed, Calvin.
I have noticed.
So, which but I'm an adult. I can admit that,
Yeah.
I think that with those changes to my life and how frustrated I already get, doing ranked arena is just going to cause me to die. So, but they are adding ranked arena, so I think that'll also be a cool element. I'm hoping it makes regular ranked the numbers spread out a little more easier. Like we're finally getting multiple play styles, two regular modes and 2 ranked modes. Like that, honestly, that kind of puts them in the lead for most of the other games. Because most games only give you 1 competitive mode and that's it.
Right.
So now we're going to have 2 competitive modes and 2 regular modes. And then obviously we'll still have like the limited time events. We'll see how that goes. But ranked arena is coming. I'm assuming you're excited for that, Calvin. I'm assuming.
I'm stoked. I think it's going to be good.
Also, I was looking through my badges the other day. This is not something in our notes, so I apologize for going off.
I don't give a shit if you go off notes.
I know.
Dude.
I'm just saying. I was looking through my badges the other day, and there's one that I realized is real low. Like I didn't level the badge up all the way, and I was like, well, what the shit is this? Do you remember when they introduced duos? There was actually a limited time event for you to get a bunch of duos only badges.
Yeah.
You still, those badges don't count because there's some that count, and then there's some that were only in that mode. I would love for them to do a week of like limited duos. I'm actually probably one of like the only 100 people that will actually advocate for ranked duos.
I love duos.
I would love ranked duos. I would be so happy.
I would love ranked duos
because it's a whole. The game completely changes.
It's a completely different game.
I will say this, and I think you can back me up. I'm better at duos.
I think so too. I can kill a team, a 3 team. I can do it. I know I can. I've done it before, right? But the most of the times that I can kill a team is if I have good teammates causing like good distractions,
so not me. Okay, great, yeah.
But you know what I mean? But like in duos, I know for a fact I can melt 2 people. I know for a fact every day of the week I can drop 2 people fast. I can do that fast. But that third option, it's a whole other wild card. Like what's gonna happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, in duos, I think the fight is like it's 2v2. It's not okay. One of you's healing, and then they have a fucking Horizon or Octane that suddenly you can't hear that's behind you. You know what I mean? Like in duos, the fighting is easier to track, and I think a lot of my 2K badge games have been duos. You know, okay, I shouldn't say that. One of my 3 2.5K badges has been duos, but like I feel like I really get in my groove, and like doing good in duos has helped me elevate the rest of my gameplay. Yeah, because when you tie in confidence and skill and also map awareness, like it's a lot. The map awareness is the part that's much easier in duos, I think.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true because you only have to worry about 2 people, and you're not going to engage. You're not in trios. You're not going to engage 2 people by themselves because you're like, where's the third?
Yes.
You know. Or you're not going to engage one person by himself because you're not like, well, where's the 2 other teammates? In duos, you see one person, I'm like, fuck you, I'm gonna shoot you. Like, who the fuck are you? You know? And if you see 2 people, you're like, okay, 2 people. That's it. That's all I got to worry about. So yeah, no, I think a ranked duo would be
Yeah.
pretty cool.
And I also think, a lot of people complain, even the pros complain. They don't necessarily complain,
Right.
but everyone has the third party legends comment,
Yeah.
in duos, it's a lot easier to share resources from the teams you've killed,
Mm-hmm.
armor swap. It's a lot easier for you to creep away from a fight or flank
Yeah.
around. Like, I honestly think the way that the game is being changed by the devs, I honestly think duos is actually how the game is built. Like, when you play duos, you're playing how devs want trios to be played,
Right.
instead of it just being a clusterfuck of who's the sweatiest. You know
Right.
what I mean? Because
Right.
like in duos,
Or the luckiest.
yeah, I mean in duos, like, my 2.5K game, I was Caustic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Waffle, or I did it with Darth Waffle. He was Mirage, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd been chasing that 2.5K badge dragon on Caustic for a minute.
Yeah.
We landed what's it called? The Wraith place?
I have no idea. I continue.
Okay, so we call it Butthole, as we've discussed.
You call it the butthole, yeah.
We call stuff really stupid names on the maps in our group of friends, as we've discussed previously. So we dropped, the Wraith area in the portal, and Waffle and I, there's that middle room that's like the chair Wraith was strapped into with the water.
Yeah.
Both doors were blown open, and him and I were in that middle room, and we wiped 7 fucking teams.
Yeah.
But it's because you can hear the doors open or the portal go off.
Yeah.
Your mines, I had enough cover with my mines to make it work. And then it was like, we wiped those teams, and then we killed one team on the way to the final area.
Mm-hmm.
And then the final area ended in swamp at the big house up on the cliff.
Yeah.
And so what we did is I went underneath the house. I mined underneath the house.
Mm.
And Waffle was using decoys, and we would just bait people off the roof or out of the house down low, kill them. And then if somebody was running from the other fights and tried to hit the bottom of the building, they got gassed. Yeah. And we just ticked them down one at a time. And I was like, but like the way we were able to rotate, the way we were able to like know where the teams were based off the fighting, like the sound cues were also easier because it's one less body. I don't know, man. It's just like, I love the duos experience, and I fully would ship the ranked duos idea.
For sure.
Calvin, would you be my ranked duos partner if that existed?
I would. I would. You already know I would.
Cool.
I think the last thing we want to talk about is like character selection, character pick, and it's something that I briefly spoke about just not too long ago about like diversifying characters and seeing like who.
You actually said that earlier this episode.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And like who is good in arenas that you actually don't see a lot of in like the BR. And I think one character who you and I know obviously what we're going to talk about, but one character that is incredibly strong in arenas that does not get a lot of love in the BR mode, except for like memes, is Mirage.
Dude, I think we might have talked about this in like one of our early episodes, like
we
one
did.
Of our first 3. Dude, I spent the entirety of yesterday playing Mirage in arenas, and it is amazing. Like you like the bamboozles, the ult, if you get the gold backpack, the res, like there's just he has so much utility that especially you always run into one sweaty edgelord trying to snipe in arenas right now. So the bamboozles really help you locate where is that person.
Yeah.
So I don't know why his pick rate is so low. He has the most hilarious heirloom.
Yeah.
Like literally.
He does.
He has the best voice lines. He has the most hilarious heirloom. Half of his outfits are completely fucking, shout out to my boy Ludacris. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, no, it's because Mirage as a character or like as a legend and his abilities, he doesn't give the sweaty people that advantage. Yeah, that advantage, because he's a support hero. He is a support hero.
Yeah.
And because his decoys gives away enemy position, right? His decoys gives away enemy position. It distracts enemies, right? It takes fire away from the team. His ultimate is the ultimate confusion, so that you can confuse the enemy. His res is invisible, So you can do hot ass spicy revives right in front of the enemy.
Yes.
What you call it? Like he doesn't do anything for the person playing him. Everything that Mirage does is to help is to in some way deceive the enemy team, and that doesn't play to how people want to play. People want to be Pathfinder, fucking zip line you in and shoot him in the face while you're in the air with a wingman. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Or
that literally happened to me yesterday. Why would you bring that up?
That's what I'm saying, because it happens every game. But like, and so in the BR mode, it's just like, well, it's not that, I don't really whatever. But in arenas, in tight spaces, where like, dude, I saw on Reddit the other day, a dude was playing Mirage, and he did his ultimate, and then when he did his ultimate, he did an emote, and one of his Mirage's emote is where he takes pictures of another Mirage. And so you get, what is it, like it's 7 or 8 that come out of his ultimate?
I think it's 8.
You get 16 Mirages out with that emote. Like, think about that. You do
fucked up.
You do your ultimate, and then you do your emote. There's 16 more people in the building with you. And so unless you have Crypto, Drone, or Mirage Bloodhound, you're not going to know which one of those is the real one.
Well, I mean, even if Mirage or Bloodhound still scans and he sees all of them.
Yeah, but a triangle, like a little diamond, goes on the real one.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. I was gonna get there, but yes.
Yeah. So like, you have to look for the diamond, but like, if you don't have those characters, like, what the fuck? Like, there's so many Mirage. Like Mirage. I think Mirage has always been underappreciated.
I think you're right. I agree 100%.
And I think it's because most people who play shooters play one way, and what that is shoot.
Yeah.
Right. And I always say this about people who are just a little bit too sweaty. Like I'm a sweaty player, right? But I like to play the game. Mm-hmm. I don't like to play the shooter. I like to play the game. Correct. And I think it's because most people don't have fun with Apex Legends.
Well, also you understand the value though of like you can be sweaty and have a support character. Mm-hmm. So like there's a difference between like I don't consider Gibby an aggressive character. I consider Gibby a support character.
Oh, he's 100% a support character.
But everyone just acts like he's still in like the top 5 pick, I'm pretty sure.
For sure.
Which I understand.
Yeah.
But it's like having one support character with you is good, and Mirage might be the best. And I think they've almost over buffed Watson, at least her counterability level. So I'm going to propose something that you might not agree with.
Okay.
I think Mirage, if you're cloaked and you're rezzing, or you're cloaked and you're respawning, you should not be able to be scanned. Because that's the only thing I can think of to fix his pick rate. Unless you're going to let his decoys do like a very small amount of damage, which would then just be broken.
Right.
Like, so what's the compromise? Make it so that, when he clutches, it's not really counter. Like every legend is not 100% countered by everyone else.
Right.
Right. Like, this is the last thing I wanted to talk about. For example, Watson, they just buffed her. So she fucks with Horizon now. Like I was running Watson in Arena the whole first week.
Right.
But whenever I played with anybody who played Horizon, they got mad because my ult would eat their gravity lift.
Right.
Now, but what does Watson not do? This is the first thing I wanted to talk about this week, and now it's the last. Watson does not consume Loba's bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because it's a movement ability. I get that, but so is Horizon's. So, Watson's thing doesn't stop a zipline from getting shot to it.
Mm-hmm.
So not everyone has to counter everything, but Bloodhound counters everybody, literally.
Right.
If you think about it. So give one character and let it be Mirage the ability to fuck with Bloodhound.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a great idea. I think it's a great idea. The only complication I can see with that is, will Crypto's drone see the invisible Mirage rezzing?
I think that's fair because it's all about increasing the pick rates and balancing the game.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Is like if they did do that, they would have to leave it so that Crypto's drone can see the res, which is kind of true to character, right? Because Crypto's the hacker. He can see all the
Exactly.
things,
He can hack Mirage's suit
Yeah,
in a lore
technically,
sense.
right? The drone could do it, right?
Yeah.
Lore wise,
Yeah.
but turn it off for Bloodhound's scan. But Bloodhound's the ultimate hunter, so like, why wouldn't he see an invisible person? You know what I mean? So that's like if you want to do like the lore thing, that kind of doesn't fit because like he's the master hunter, or they are the master hunter. Like I get what you're saying, but I think that something like that would just be too confusing.
Oh, yeah, but that's what Mirage is supposed to do. Is confuse
Right.
you. Like it's the one character that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like they're trying to make the aggressive stuff easier. Like they're trying. Like look at how they took away a Lifeline's res shield. You know what I
Right.
mean? So, what's the point of having a fight with them? Like, you want Mirage to have a higher pick rate, right? So what's the one way to do that? I'm not saying take away so that when you ult, you can't see which one the real Mirage is. Bloodhound should still get that. I'm just saying when he's cloaked in a rezzing, because if you're close to it, it still flickers. You can still tell where they are.
Right.
I
think, yeah.
I just think the whole like someone's scanning and you res like it. I get your purpose to it, but like why is Bloodhound the only uncounterable character in the game? That's bullshit.
That is true. Literally, he has no counter. His ultimate has 0 counter.
You literally would need like a fucking Crypto has an EMP, but an actual I guess technically Revenant is the only counter with his fireballs.
With his orbs, but then you have to hit him with the orb.
That's my point. Like,
right.
Like it'd be cool if we had an EMP, like Crypto's EMP instead of doing damage, did what Revenant's orbs does.
Right, or something.
Yeah,
right.
like
no, I agree. I agree. I agree.
Maybe my idea is a little too insane, but you get my point.
No, I 100% agree with you. I think the problem with that though is one, I think that taking it away from Crypto, well, for one, it'll make Crypto more reliable if the drone scan, but even then Crypto's still in a bad spot.
Yes.
He is. It sucks. It would you could here's an idea. I think take it away from Bloodhound scan, right? Keep it for Crypto's drone and for Watson's shield gen. If you're trying to res inside the shield gen, I think the energy waves from a generator should cancel the his mess with his cloaking abilities.
Listen,
that's just a stupid idea. But anyway,
I'm with it.
That thing. But then also, I think if you did that, it would greatly reduce the pick rate for Lifeline, because Lifeline is already getting greatly reduced because she doesn't have the shield anymore, and a lot of people aren't picking Lifeline because of that reason. Even though there's still Lifelines out there because there's a lot of Lifeline mains out there, but I think that would greatly reduce Lifeline's pick rate because Gibraltar is already a better pick than Lifeline.
Yeah.
And so giving Mirage an even stronger res buff, like it's huge.
Yeah, but you still are taking, when you res, you do it in the bubble so you have cover. Lifeline can res without being taken out of the fight. Mirage, you still are taking yourself out of the fight to do the res. So, what your point is not invalid though.
Right. I agree.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. There's definitely a little more legend tweaking that could happen as far as who counters what.
Yeah.
What do you think about what I brought about Watson? I do think Watson should be able to counter the bracelet.
I think anything
that's throwable. Okay.
Anything throwable should be eaten by Watson's ultimate. I agree.
Yeah. And you know what? They're still not happy with her pick rate. She's still at the bottom of the fucking list.
Right.
I think she is. If you are not worrying about having an attacking ult, I think she's the most versatile character right now.
Because people don't like to have fun.
That's right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's because people do not like to have fun.
If you are a sweaty person that listens to us, even though you probably don't think you're mediocre, try Watson, because let me tell you, if you kill 2 teams in a row and you don't want to get third partied, that Watson Alf can literally save your butt.
Oh yeah,
because
100%.
Fuse and Caustic can no longer touch you in a building.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You have the passive, you have the passive shield regen. You know what I mean? If the Watson can put fences in the right place, it allows you enough time, maybe not to hold the room like Caustic can, but you can heal up. It buys you the 3 seconds you need to pop that shield bat.
Yeah, no, it's huge. It's huge. Yeah, and then while your shield generator is messing everything up for everybody else, so people can't attack you, you can pop another ultimate accelerant so that if that one gets destroyed, you can immediately throw another one down.
Well, and I found out, I reread all her notes. She can still have more than one out at the same time right now. That's why they're timed.
Mm.
You can have up to 3 of her ults deployed at once.
That doesn't seem possible. I'll have to check.
I'm pretty sure. It's
anyway,
okay. It's okay. I've been wrong before.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you everybody for listening. This has been episode 10 of Pex Pals.
Here's to another 10 more, Calvin.
Another 100 more.
I love when you talk to me like that.
Don't forget to, if you're listening to us on whatever platform you listen to us, go ahead and subscribe to us. If you're be so kind, leave us a rating and a review. It helps us with the numbers and our exposure. Check us out. If you're not listening on a platform, you're on a computer, check us out at pexpals.com.
Yep. You can listen to the new episodes there without having to reopen a new window, without having to download an app.
Yep.
We also
pretty faces.
Yeah, we also have the videos up there as well from every episode. Or you can find us on YouTube. Don't worry about that. Like, we're primarily a podcast. So please, like Calvin said, subscribe, review, give us 5 stars or 6 if that's possible.
If you have any questions, if you want to see us cover any topics for the particular week, send us an email at pexpalspodcast@gmail.com. I watch it. I don't watch it every day, but check us out. Send us an email. And if you want to chat with us, go ahead and do that.
If you have a subject, an idea, hell, if you want to be on the show, email us and let us know who you are and why you think you should be on the show. And we'd love it, man. We would love it. Episode 10 is tight. Thank you so much to everybody for checking it out. Like Calvin said, I'm JoelCupcake.
I'm CowVan.
And this has been another heated discussion about mediocreness or mediocrity. Fuck, I can't English very well today.
It's okay.
Here on Pex Pals. So see you. Is it in the Outlands or in the Badlands? What are they?
I have no idea. I'm just waving. I'm just waving now.
I don't know. I don't know. All right.
Bye.
When in doubt, rat it out.
Rat it out.
Rat it out.